Beginning with Dynamics GP 2013 Release 2, Microsoft implemented a new workflow system that is self-contained inside of Dynamics GP. This new workflow system is referred to as Workflow 2.0. Let's take a look at some of the features in the new workflow. The new workflow uses Active Directory users that you can set up as delegates for approvals and tasks. This eliminates the need for the users to be GP users, unless of course they will have to be using GP Windows for part of their approval task. The new workflow also works with both the web client and the desktop client. And the new workflow is embedded in GP, being written in Dexterity and utilizing the SQL Server. And the only other component that's needed is to add the web services if you want to be able to use email approvals. The primary difference is that the new workflow no longer requires SharePoint and Business Portal. In GP 2013 Release 2, the first 4 workflows were released. Those were for purchase requisitions, purchase orders, time and attendance, and project timesheets. All additional workflows are still available with the old workflow system. In GP 2015, they added the batch approvals for general ledger, payables, and receivables, and also approvals for vendors, project expense, direct deposit, employee skills and training, employee profile, and W4. All of the workflows in the old system were replaced by these new workflows, and the setup for the old system in GP was removed and no longer available. Setup of Workflow 2.0 is accomplished with a simple setup process. One setup window in System Administration configures the email settings necessary to use the system. Three other setup windows in the Company Administration complete the configurations. The first is the email message setup. This is the window where you configure the messages distributed by the system. The messages are determined by whatever type of approval is necessary, and you can configure the message to provide the information to the approver that they will need for making decisions on the approvals. The second is the workflow calendar. This is where you establish the working schedule and down days used for calculating durations for approvals and tasks in the workflow system. The third setup area is the workflow maintenance itself, where the approvals and tasks are created, assigned, and enabled. Enabling web services allows you to set the approvals that can be processed from an email notification without the need to log into Dynamics GP or be a registered GP user. With the removal of the dependence on SharePoint, this new workflow system is easier to configure, faster to deploy, and easier to access, all things that make it easier to implement.